Back.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
Not your
Sorry, man.
fault, man. Don't worry about it.
You know when you it's when you don't pay your bills, yeah.
I
Huh?
guess.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But
Uh,
yeah,
so,
where was we?
quick. So anyway, we were talking about growing up in the '60s and '70s, and
Yeah,
and
the financial
so
crisis.
well, it was a time of war, etc., etc. Like, it's always a time of war, but I grew up in a an environment that that would set somebody up for being maybe a little bit cynical, and
Yeah, of course.
not trusting the powers that be for good reasons, and it's still that way. So
Mm,
in a sense, I mean, I that's the general philosophy that I grew up believing in, and I still believe in that.
of
Yeah.
course, of course.
So, and we were very, and being young and being, uh, thirsty for recognition and for knowing, like wanting to express ourselves and be heard, etc.
Yeah,
It was it
that's
was
what I was going to
it
touch
was
on.
it was and us being adventurous kids, that was a natural evolution for us to
Yeah,
choose that lifestyle and that project. And I mean, me having a graffiti background, and Jean-Michel being always like both of us were, we were born to make art. So, and
yeah.
we knew that from early on, and
So
we
you knew your
pursued
purpose,
that.
and
We pursued it. We were gonna, whatever you do, you're gonna, we knew that was where we would end up, is doing
yeah,
something creative.
of course. Okay, like look, look. The reason why I asked this is because the world is a crazy place, yeah, and the future generation right now doesn't know like where they stand in this world. Like they want their voice. They feel like their voice is being kind of like
Stepped on, out,
suppressed.
suppressed. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
And you should feel that way because that's what's happening. And I mean, like here, you know, I mean, we just had a conversation with my roommate and her friend. I was saying that it's like the Constitution here is becoming less and less meaningful. It's like
mm,
because they just kind of whittle it away, and we can't. We're in an emergency crisis, so that's no longer part of the. We have to change that or override that or overrule whatever. So it's easy to feel, and especially young people, kind of like you don't have the same opportunities we had because you have different opportunities, but
yeah.
it's a different time. It's more restrictive, and then you have things like this, and I mean, like we
It's
never had all this surveillance and all that when I was,
yeah.
when we were clowning around and having fun as kids. I mean, it was a kind of like take at your own risk kind of world, and now
Mm,
it's become very monitored, and you can't go here, you can't
yeah.
do
Like
this.
Big Brother type of thing.
Yeah. So in that sense, it was we had certain liberties that I don't see people have anymore. Of course, we end up getting in trouble or making bad decisions as well, but that's just life.
That's life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um,
like
but
yeah.
it's
Go on.
important to before it completely slips away is to aggressively try to get some sort of record, like hear, have your voice heard, do things and it's not just about um, holding a sign. You have to
You have to get out there and
really
like
do
kind of
stuff.
like break
Yeah,
doors and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
But like, what would what would be your kind of advice for like a young creative or like that wants to be heard and do you have to break doors because
Well, first
like
of all,
us
you
yeah
need to to be aware and try to understand what's going on around you, and that means paying attention,
mm,
and then and to and the idea of chasing, like the whole idea of chasing fame is,
Yeah, man.
you know, that's something that's, if you're motivated by just fame and stuff,
Nah,
it's
that's
not
crazy.
enough. It's not enough. You need to have a product to be, you know, associated and recognized for, you know,
Yeah,
not just, oh, I'm famous because I'm famous, because that doesn't do anybody any good, and
of
it
course, of
lasts
course.
for a very short period of time, because
Yeah,
if you have nothing to offer, you have nothing to offer, and that's all there is. Um,
yeah.
so I
He's,
think it's also, and the community is very important. You guys got to stick together. You got to,
of
you know,
course, yeah.
that's the only way anything gets done, because you know, an army can do what one, you know, like, I'll tell you what, two people could do three times what one person could do, you know?
That's it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's good advice. You
Yeah.
see, where I come from in London is a similar place to where you've come from, you know, and
Of
where
course.
we are, there, yeah, where we are, there's a lot of talent, but it's like if you don't fit into the box, like go and work a 9 to 5 or do this, do that, follow rules, you will get like black. You know, like London is very like conservative. Do you understand? So it's
Yeah, of
conservative.
course.
So
Yeah.
if you know, for a creative, it's very hard. You know, like creativity can be like a blessing and a curse. If what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. But I'll move on.
Outside the
Yeah.
box. Sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. Work
Yeah,
outside the box. But
yeah, that's a
I'll
friend of
move on.
mine from,
Yeah.
he lives
Sorry.
in Florida, in
Oh
southern
wow,
Florida.
wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I got a friend watching now, Scatty one. He lives just down the road. He's an up and coming photographer. He's very good, man. He's got a good eye for detail as well. So like, what I was gonna move on to, like, tell me about this school that you went to, this city as
City High
cool
School
as.
was an alternative high school. It was for, you know, kids that had problems finishing school, because not because of their aptitude, not because of their intelligence, but because they had either emotional or some sort of, like, you know, other problem, like too much going on in their head,
Yeah,
and they
of course.
couldn't focus. So it was a
I relate.
hands-on. Um, it was more like you were actually doing things as opposed to sitting in a classroom. So it was
That's
that
it.
sort of like a hands-on environment. So
Like,
you would,
yeah,
you know, so if you're a restless person, or if you can't sit still, that's more of a constructive environment for you to be in, because now you're involved in something physically. You know, you're there in front of it. It's not this
yeah,
thing, you know, like a conceptual thing. So that was helpful to a lot of us. Otherwise, we would have, you know, it would have been very difficult to finish high school. And I think, you know, it was, for me, it was definitely beneficial. So
yeah. So
and
like,
since then, that school has become a major institution. They, you know,
yeah,
back then it
I
was
heard.
experimental. We were in the third year there. I mean, it had been in its third year. It was a very new school when me and Basquiat went there,
Yeah,
and
I heard about
yeah,
the school.
brand new.
Yes.
And they since moved. They have a building that's like 10 times as big as the one that they had in Brooklyn. It was originally in Brooklyn, not in the village. The one
Yeah, that's